Well, it is very clear at this point that Hedera has now infiltrated the central banking market and is becoming a significant piece of the overall infrastructure. And in this video, I am going to be outlining this. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Recently, I talked about the connections back to the Fed with FedNow, a lot of the integrations that are already in place. And in this video, I really want to talk about just how significant Hedera is becoming around central banking and the overall modernization of cash. Now, let's dive on in to this post here from MTech, which we have a new POC report from UDPN official focuses on integrating the Hedera software development kit and MTech CBDC sandbox, two leading digital currency frameworks within the UDPN infrastructure. The primary goal was to validate the functionality of the UDPN network, enabling transfers and swaps of stablecoins and CBDCs on the Hedera testnet. Conclusion: with the Hedera network via Hedera SDK and the other supporting MTech CBDCs via their digital cash platform, the transaction confirmations were noticeably faster than on other networks. Again, highlighting the fact that Hedera truly is, in its own stage, right? Like, every single network in this space, every single other project in this space is not even close to where Hedera is right now in terms of the overall network growth, the expansions happening, what Hedera is actually doing, the connections that it has. It's crazy. It really is a crazy project that a lot of people just continue to overlook. And I do think that there's going to be a lot of people that regret overlooking Hedera and HBAR. So if we go over here, we have the official announcement, and I'm going to open this up and read it. We're excited to announce that UDPN official, the most advanced interoperable global payments network for regulated digital currencies, specifically regulated digital currencies, has integrated the Hedera network to ease the development of programmable payment applications leveraging stablecoins and CBDCs. And we have down here that the Universal Digital Payments Network, UDPN, is a messaging backbone focused on interoperability between the fast-growing number of regulated stablecoins and CBDCs to enable seamless connectivity between any business IT system and regulated digital currencies. As part of this POC, two additional transaction nodes were integrated into the UDPN, one supporting stablecoins issued with the Stablecoin Studio on Hedera, which is a big piece of Hedera, by the way, connecting directly to the network via Hedera SDK, and others supporting MTech CBDCs via their digital cash platform. Testing the UDPN core services, including creating a decentralized identity, mapping this DID to a Hedera account, and initiating transfers and cross-chain swaps, Hedera was found to have unmatched scalability for programmable payments. Now, one thing that I will say right now, the DID, that decentralized identity, combined with regulated stablecoins, regulated digital currencies, CBDCs, and something like this interoperability platform, all of this is key pieces of the institutional side of things. We know this because of the XRP ledger and what Ripple has been pushing around institutional DeFi and institutional tokenization use cases. DID, big piece of this. But the fact that we have interoperability tied into this with the DID, with the Stablecoin Studio, all of these key pieces, guys, now is the time to be focused on Hedera. If you are not focused on Hedera, you are missing out on such a big piece of the entire, digital currency revolution. Because Hedera now has infiltrated the central banking sector in such a large way. And I knew that this was going to happen from, the early signs around Hedera and MTech back in 2021. And now seeing it in effect, it's just crazy to me. But we have down here that the successful execution of this POC laid the groundwork for the HBAR Foundation to explore further collaboration opportunities with the UDPN, such as supporting Hedera digital currencies when the network launches and leveraging Hedera technologies to validate UDPN transactions. In preparation for its full deployment, UDPN participants will continue exploring synergies with the HBAR Foundation, such as integrating Hedera technologies with the UDPN all-in-one digital currency sandbox and other UDPN solutions. Now, I'm going to get to that here in a second, but I actually want to open up this document and really kind of look into a few things. So number one, right, when we look at this, okay, they're talking about stablecoins and CBDCs and how they're transforming digital payments, offering 24/7 transactions for businesses. However, scalability issues on layer 1 blockchains may hinder widespread adoption. High performance networks like Hedera aim to solve these challenges with more efficient transaction processing. The UDPN builders and the HBAR Foundation are working towards enabling real-world digital currency use cases. Meanwhile, central banks are rapidly developing CBDCs, with 135 countries exploring them, 3 having launched and 35 in pilot stage as of March of 2024. And if we actually look down here, we could see the connections here. So they are going to connect the Stablecoin Studio and the CBDC Sandbox from MTech. But also we have down here a few quotes. So number one, this is from the HBAR Foundation. As payments increasingly migrate on-chain through the adoption of stablecoins and CBDCs, the need for Hedera native assets to support emerging cross-chain payment rails has become clear. We chose to work with UDPN, a trailblazer in the field, and see this POC as a first step towards connecting Hedera with the greater digital currency ecosystem. This POC highlights the modularity of the UDPN architecture, which allows us to integrate with virtually any digital currency system via a transaction node. This simplifies the adoption of digital currencies in a wide range of applications and reduces integration cost for financial institutions. We are thankful for the support of the HBAR Foundation during this POC and look forward to continuing our collaboration. And we also have powering the future of digital payments down here. So this is what I was talking about. Focus on institutions, enterprises. The UDPN, the world's leading global payments messaging network supporting regulated stablecoins and central bank digital currencies, facilitates seamless interoperability among banks, businesses, and regulated digital currency systems worldwide. This decentralized infrastructure not only boosts global payment efficiency and financial inclusion, but also enables the deployment and execution of third-party smart contracts for a variety of value-added financial and payment-related services. And this is all for those big players. And for an example, right, Hedera is now tapped in with this all-in-one digital currency sandbox. Well, guess what? They already had a successful proof of concept conducted by Standard Chartered banks, SC Ventures and Deutsche Bank, showcasing real-time digital transactions between USDC and Euro stablecoins in October of 2023. So this is a massive move for Hedera. And even over here, when you look at the PDF file, you can see how this will all work. You have those CBDCs, you have the stablecoin public chains, all going through the Universal Digital Payments Network where Hedera will be tapped in. And by the way, do you guys see on the bottom there? Let me zoom in just so that you guys can see this. Settlement token system between banks, MCBDC Bridge, Finality Global Payments, JPM Coin, for an example. Anything will be going through this. We're talking about banking tokens. We're talking about reserve tokens. Anything that you can think of, tokenized currencies, tokenized things of value, tokenized securities, anything will be able to settle through this. And now Hedera's tapped in as a settlement network, essentially, one that can actually scale for these types of use cases. This is a huge step. And also when we go over here to the UDPN's website, we can see some of their products down here. For an example, the all-in-one digital currency sandbox, which you could read more about if you guys did want to. These are the add-ons down here. It's going to load up a little bit. I know that their website is a little slow, but regardless, we have here the default, and then we have the optional over here. Again, when we really look at this, this is what I meant by anything. Anything of value, any services, everything can be tapped in here. We're talking about Web3 use cases. We're talking about tokenized deposit systems, central banks, CBDC systems, CBDC participation. Then on the left side, you can see this kind of broken down a little bit more, where you have the digital asset tokenization system, deposit token system, purpose-bound money system, digital currency offline payment solution, gateway to public stablecoins, everything. This is huge for Hedera. And talking more so about tokenization, yes, UDPN also offers tokenized deposit and stablecoin management systems and digital asset tokenization itself. You can read more about this if you guys did want to as well. Here we have the standard supported add-ons as well, the architecture for this. This is a very, very big move. Now, also, I want to really kind of go over here to September, right? Because this is September 3rd. We are in September. This is from the UDPN. They're expanding reach with the Australian digital dollar integration. And you know what's crazy about this? September 12th, with the HBAR Foundation, the Australian digital dollar to launch on Hedera Network following a strategic partnership with the HBAR Foundation. Now you're kind of seeing all of this connected back to one another. and how all of this can really kind of work together. Now, also, I want to build upon MTech because recently we saw MTech get that major announcement around Accenture investing into MTech. Why am I bringing this back up? Well, the entire investment was with Accenture Ventures, which will support MTech in its efforts to transform central banks' financial and technology infrastructure and make it easier for central banks to regulate and supervise fintechs in an increasingly digital economy. And when we think about this, right, here we have Accenture's website building the next generation of banking. Technology has changed the way people and businesses bank, and traditional strategies no longer work. Now is the time for bold new approaches to intensifying disruption. And here we have banking now. 59% of customers recently chose a financial product from a provider other than the main bank. 89 billion of revenues at risk between now and 2025. If card issuing banks are slow to invest in next-gen payment options, 73% of share, 73% the share of U.S. banks' working hours, which could be impacted by technologies like generative AI, and then also 8.1% the average premium that commercial payments clients would be willing to pay their provider for value-added services. And here we have how to reinvent banking, deliver next-generation automated data powering lending, reduce risk and drive businesses or business value with modern cloud-enabled core, prioritize digital payment experience to prevent disintermediation, foresee risk and enhance regulatory efficiency with AI. Like, they are embracing these next this next generation of technology. And I can guarantee you right now that DLT, blockchain, it's all behind this because it's all around payments, making payments efficient. And also when we think about this, right, here we have modernizing financial markets with wholesale central bank digital currency. By the way, this was with Accenture. This was in collaboration with Accenture. They were talking about CBDCs. This is with the World Economic Forum. I also want to highlight the fact that, again, this is the Accenture that invested into MTech because they wanted to support MTech in transforming central banks around their financial and technology infrastructure. Now, within this, we have the first part of this, which is talking about 98% of the global central banks are now exploring CBDCs to enhance CBM access and modernization. 24 live CBDCs are projected by 2030. And they're talking more so about how they're modernizing real-time gross settlement systems as well. And this is all with new technologies, specifically, digital currencies, deposit tokens, fiat-backed stablecoins. And when we think about this and we combine this with what we just read about the UDPN, you can clearly see how Hedera is going to change finance forever. We're starting to see the modernization of our entire global financial system. Now, what's crazy about this is if you look at the contributors to this, it is a substantial list, massive central banks, the DTCCs on here, huge organizations. And if we scroll down, we can see Hedera Hashgraph, chair and president of Hedera Hashgraph. You could also see a few other names on here like Ripple and Stellar. If you scroll down, you can see that. I believe it is down here. But regardless, when we really think about what's happening here, winners are being chosen by the largest organizations in the space. And it's crazy to me that people are still oblivious to what's happening when it comes to Hedera. And these are just a few. Like, I could continue on. I can mention IDEMIA, for an example, with their offline wallet around CBDCs. I can mention the Sweden Riksbank with Hedera as well. There's so much going on here. But what's crazy about all of this? With UDPN supporting CBDCs and stablecoins and Hedera, more recently we just saw a big update from Hashgraph 4. They posted this, which is the latest council meeting will for sure intensify rumors about Hedera's involvement in a CBDC project, a collaborative effort between multiple council member organizations and service providers regarding a CBDC project. Hedera is demonstrating daily that it can handle that type of traffic without breaking a sweat. It has positioned itself well over the past years to be considered for projects of this magnitude. This is the real deal. And here we actually have Network Utilization CBDC Project. Simon O shared an update on a collaborative effort between multiple council member organizations and service providers regarding a CBDC project. Simon championed the joint effort as evidence of a healthy and collaborative Hedera ecosystem. And again, if we think about the scale that Hedera has been offering and really kind of processing, it's very clear that when we think about finance, when we think about tokenization, trillions and trillions of dollars will be tokenized. So when you really kind of put that into perspective, 24/7, 365 trading, a network needs to be able to handle as much scale as possible. Hedera has, a mechanism behind it. It's called sharding, and that mechanism allows it to achieve, unlimited scalability. So it is a future-proof network for these types of use cases. That's why we are starting to see Hedera being handpicked around a lot of these initiatives. Yet again, so many people avoiding Hedera, even though now is the time to be focused on it. It is so crucial to understand this. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.